Hello. First of all, yes, I am sunburnt. Move on, you absolute cretins. So today we're going to be ranking the songs from the Book of Mormon. You might ask, why? And I say, why not? Yeah? Sod it. Here goes. So at number 16, we have Salt Lake City, or however she says it in the show. Who cares? Now for me, this song, for a comedy musical, yeah, it's the one I skip. It's the one I don't particularly find that funny. It's got a couple of nice moments in it, but yeah, I'll happily skip it whenever it comes on the soundtrack. So at number 15, we have I Am Here For You. Now this song doesn't really feel like a song when you actually watch the show. It just kind of feels like a little lullaby type thing, and it doesn't feel like it would actually feature on the musical soundtrack, but it does, and it's not bad. Again, like number 16, I just wouldn't actively choose to watch it. At number 14 is All American Prophet. Now from number 14 to number 1, yeah, these are good songs. If I'm in a good mood, I probably wouldn't skip any of these. Apart from maybe All American Prophet. You see, the problem with this song is it's a nice song, but then we do a very similar style of song with Joseph Smith, American Moses. Now within the show, this song does serve a good purpose and does work and is really entertaining, but when you're listening to the soundtrack, when you could listen to Joseph Smith, American Moses, you don't then really want to listen to All American Prophet. So yeah, unfortunately, it has to come quite low down the list. At number 13 is Hello. Now yes, this is a very good song and would probably be a lot higher if everyone hadn't drove it into the ground. Literally, I think some people only know Book of Mormon for this song, and a lot of the time it's the only Book of Mormon song you will ever hear. And so I've listened to it probably more than I'll listen to any other Book of Mormon song in my entire lifetime. And while yes, it is a good song, I'm damn sick of it. At number 12 is Tomorrow is a Latter Day, and this actually surprised me when I was making my ranking, because yeah, I genuinely would never really skip this song if it comes on, especially for the ending with the Hello parody. That is bloody marvellous. But genuinely, when you think about Book of Mormon songs, no one really thinks about this song, and it doesn't really have that memorable factor, and therefore I just can't really put it any higher on the list. At number 11 is Making Things Up Again. So this point it got really hard because I'm really starting to love the songs that I've got on this list, but I think the mistake this show slightly makes is having an Elder Cunningham song at the end of Act 1 and an Elder Cunningham song at the start of Act 2, and unfortunately, Man Up is a much more superior song to Making Things Up Again. Making Things Up Again can be a bit forgettable at points, so that's why it's here. So at number 10 is I Am Africa, and for a 2-minute song, this is really funny, but it is a 2-minute song, and therefore it can't pack some of the punches that some of the others do because it just doesn't have the length. But still, for 2 minutes, I Am Africa is damn funny. At number 9, this breaks my heart, but it's you and me, but mostly me. Now we look at things from the opposite side, where on the soundtrack, this is definitely a top 5 song for me, but because it's 2 people, it doesn't have the visual elements. So when you see it live, it really isn't as impressive, unfortunately, and therefore I can't put it any higher than this spot. However, I do still really love this song. It's just really laugh out loud all the way through. I just wish it was a bit more visually memorable for the stage show. At number 8, I'm gonna have to put it here.
Hasa, Diga, Eebowai.
Now, I love this song, I genuinely do, and it's genuinely a credit to the Book of Mormon songs that I can say 90% of them are songs that I love. However, if you have to put them up against each other, what this song does lose out on is a lot of its basis is in shock value. So while a first time watcher or listener to Book of Mormon or its soundtrack would probably rate this a lot higher, for me, you do lose the shock value in this song when a lot of the lyrics aren't as surprising anymore, and therefore they might not work quite as well on repeat viewings, but I still genuinely love this song. Number 7 is Man Up. Man Up's just a great song. This is just a genuinely good way to end Act 1. It really does set you up well for Act 2, whilst also really starting to develop Elder Cunningham, because the musical is really Elder Price focused for the start of Act 1. So this really starts to build up Elder Cunningham into his much bigger role in Act 2. And this is just really, really funny, to be honest. At number 6, the song I reckon I'm going to get a lot of hate for this, but I'm going to put 2 by 2 here. Now, I know a lot of people don't think this is one of the more memorable ones and probably belongs in the double digits. But for me, I really like this song and the soundtrack, but this is a song that the stage show lifts up tenfold. On stage, this song is a complete masterpiece. The choreography, the way the lyrics are elevated by the movement. 2 by 2 is so much fun and so much of a surprise on stage that it just makes me love it when I listen to it, and therefore I've got to give 2 by 2 number 6. I love it. At number 5 is I Believe. I do think a lot of people would put this as their number 1 because, yeah, this is such a decent song for Elder Price. It's his real powerful song, and it's also just a really genuinely funny song, which is impressive for what for most of it is a solo song. That is really, really impressive. However, some of the more group-based numbers have a really special place in my heart, and therefore, whilst I Believe is such a great song, I can't put it any higher than number 5. Number 4, Joseph Smith, American Moses. Now, this is a song that works really well in both the context of the musical and also as part of the soundtrack, because it's really funny as part of the soundtrack, especially when you get context from All American Prophet, but it also really works well on stage. So overall, this is just one that's a 9 out of 10 on stage, 9 out of 10 in the soundtrack, so it just has to be at number 4. At number 3 is Spooky Mormon Hell Dream. Now, I just genuinely love this song. It's incredibly funny. It's a slightly different style to some of the other songs, which I find is a nice change of pace when you're listening to the soundtrack. And yeah, I think this is just a really fun one to listen to, and also really works well on stage. Number 2, we have Baptize Me. What I would make the bold claim is to say, this is the funniest song on the soundtrack. I genuinely think Baptize Me has the comedic elements, gives the Salt Lake City singing person an actual good song that I enjoy listening to, and it's damn hilarious. And at number 1, if you haven't worked it out yet, is Turn It Off. Now, this is a song that, whilst being incredibly funny, uses satire in one of the best ways possible. Because sometimes satire can be very funny unless you're offended by it. But in this case, it takes the piss out of something whilst also including people of those minorities in that group and making it damn funny. So overall, Turn It Off just transcends the boundaries in what a satirical musical song can do. It also helps that in the actual stage musical, the tap is absolutely superb. It looks visually fantastic, and overall, I love Turn It Off. So it's my number one. Right, lads, the action in record. Well, that's brilliant. So basically, subscribe. Yeah, I don't know what else funny or witty you wanted me to say. Just subscribe, do it. Have a mediocre day.
This is Willany, and if you're not already subscribed to the Nerdy Brit, right, you should be, right? If you're not, you're a loser too.
I just wish it was a bought.